Greetings viewers, JLB here, back with a brand new video, and this time it is going to be on the final film released here in the States, the final animated film released here in the States in the 50s. So, without further ado, today's topic is called 1001 Arabian Nights. And for those of you who are into animation, this is also the debut of a beloved character that you might be familiar with. So without further ado, let's get going. Oh, and bring your magic lamp, just in case. So, the story of 1001 Arabian Nights, it was basically a loose adaptation of the Arabian folktale of Aladdin from 1001 Nights. But of course, with the addition of that one animated character that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that being Mr. Magoo. And for those of you who don't know who Mr. Magoo is, he's a scholarly gentleman. He's nearsighted, and well, his nearsightedness is what causes him to be branded as a, quote, lunatic. But he's an all-around nice character, and, well, along with his pet bulldog, he's a very memorable sort of fellow. But the film he starred in, 1001 Arabian Nights, was the very first one produced by United Productions of America, or UPA for short. The film was originally directed by Pete Bernis, who was the series director on the popular Mr. Magoo theatrical cartoon series, which were also produced by Columbia, just like this film was. Well, produced for Columbia by UPA between 1949 and 1959, 10-year span. But disagreements with producers and UPA owner Stefan Bausustow, I believe that's how you say it, led to Bernis resigning and Bausustow recruiting Jack Kinney, the director of many of Disney's Goofy cartoons, as the film's new director. Now, the voice of Mr. Magoo in the cartoon shorts, Jim Backus, will reprise his role in the movie with Kathryn Grant, singer and actress wife of Bing Crosby, as the voice of Princess Yasminda. Yes, before there was Jasmine, the princess was named Yasminda. And Dwayne Hickman from TV's The Bob Cummings Show and The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis as the voice of Aladdin. Now, again, this was the very first film released by UPA, a studio that revolutionized animation during the 1950s by incorporating design and limited animation. But the film wasn't a big box office success, and it was UPA's final release through Columbia, which had ended its distribution for the UPA short subjects in favor of the lower-cost loop-de-loop cartoons from Hanna-Barbera. But following the film's release, however, Bausustow sold the UPA to Henry G. Saperstein, who moved the studio into television production and a second feature production that we are going to be talking about later, before closing the animation studio and moving UPA onto other ventures. In all honesty, is 1001 Arabian Nights a good film? Well, if you're a fan of Mr. Magoo, you might find some enjoyment out of this. But for people who prefer... There are better tellings of the Aladdin story out there, like the world-famous Disney version in the 90s. And there are some that weren't made by Disney, and probably made before or after this film was released. But you got plenty of options. Now, personally, I'm not that big a fan of Mr. Magoo, but I can say this. This film definitely has a place in animation history, as one of the early attempts to tell the story of Aladdin. But it all depends on your taste. If you want to say you've seen them all, give 1001 Arabian Nights a shot. But as for everyone else, you can probably stick with the Popeye Aladdin cartoon, or maybe just stick with the Disney version of Aladdin. They're both more or less better than this one, especially Disney's Aladdin. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me, and I'm pleased to say we have finally reached the end of the 50s with this video. It's been a long time coming, but we are now exiting the golden age of animation, and we are about to enter the silver age of animation. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, have a very magical day and stay animated.